This will use more processing power because it takes into account a lot more um, strands of bounces of light and things like that. So just keep that in mind. And the things that you would use ray transparency for are like glass and fluids, plastics, and just like objects that obscure, like glass that is kind of obscured and like blurry. But if it's just a transparent water or just a glass that is just transparent and nothing bending or anything like that, I would just use Z transparency. Just try to use Z transparency as much as you can in animations because it does save a lot of time. Okay, but for ray transparency, if you want something to look just how you want and you want the light to bend. Anyways, first, the IOR is basically that kind of angular bending. When you turn up this, you'll see what I mean. It kind of bends the light around it. So if you have that disabled, like if you have it put to 1, it won't be affected, but the more you turn it up, you'll see that it has some pretty crazy effects. If you want that kind of effect, if you put it to around 2.5, it has a pretty good effect of the light bending. And same with the ray mirror. The Fresnel is available, so you can basically adjust the way the light interacts with it. So if you turn it up a lot, you'll get some kind of weird kind of transparency. Just kind of a transparent center. I'll show it on a different preview. You can see it on here, it's kind of weird. Some parts are transparent and things like that. Okay. Now, let's just put all that off except for just turn that off too. Okay, now the depth is the same as this depth. It's just the light bounces. And the gloss right here. Gloss value is just, it just will make it more translucent than transparent when it's taken down. If I just take this down. And it won't be perfectly transparent. It can be good in some ways. It may appear kind of pixelated, so you might have to turn up the samples a bit to get a better result. See what I mean? If I put down the samples to fairly low, you'll see this. Well, you can see that there's just it's just pixelated and things like that. So that's for ray transparency. There's also, you can even do limit and fall off too. And the spec of the transparency. And the depth, or the thresh right here, just has to do with the sampling too. Just all these are adjusting different things. So you can see there's a lot more options for ray transparency than Z transparency. And I think that's pretty much it. I hope I got everything there. Okay. So, oh, one more thing is you can't have, let's just open this, links and pipelines. You can't have Z transparency and ray tracing transparency at the same time. Obviously, just because they're two different types of transparency, so it can't really calculate both of them. And there would be no point anyways. Okay, so alpha to adjust the transparency level, and Z transparency for clear water and just basic transparency, and for obscured kinds of glass, use ray transparency. Okay, now I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I'll do some more materials in the next tutorial.